Alright, here's book number 2 that I chose, and it's called Miles and Miles of Reptiles. And I chose this book because Mr. Fullerman doesn't like snakes, so I thought this would be funny to read. Alright, let's get started. I'm the cat in the hat in my crocodile car. We're off to find reptiles wherever they are. We'll find lizards and turtles and then travel for miles to see snakes, alligators, and real crocodiles. There are thousands of reptiles. I'll show some to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Ugh, look at that snake there. Reptiles breathe air. Most lay eggs on land. Some slither, some swim, some run on hot sand. Some reptiles have teeth, some reptiles have tails. All reptiles have skin that is covered in scales. First, let's meet some lizards. Count them and you'll find more lizards than all other reptiles combined. Lizards have eyelids that open and close. Most lizards you'll see on each foot have 5 toes. When lizards are hungry, some things that they eat are plants, insects, and snails and other types of meat. There are all kinds of lizards. Would you ever think that there is a lizard that's known as a skink? This is a glass lizard. It looks like a snake, but call it a snake and you make a mistake. The world's biggest lizard is here in our wagon. It can grow 10 feet long. It's a Komodo dragon. Reptiles are cold-blooded, but I have been told this does not mean reptiles have blood that is cold. It means that their temperature changes a lot. They get cold when it's cold, and they get hot when it's hot. How do lizards get warm? Well, thank you for asking. They lie in the sun, and that is called basking. It's been a while since we've been able to do that in South Dakota. Meet my friend the chameleon. He's hiding right here. He changes his colors when danger is near. When he's scared, he turns dark. He stays out of sight. But his colors turn bright when he's ready to fight. A chameleon's tail has a powerful grip. It holds onto things so that it won't slip. One eye can look one way while the other looks the other. One eye looks at me, one eye looks at my brother. I can do that too. On the Galapagos Islands, we'll see something new. Iguanas. They're lizards too. Here's what they do. They swim in the waves, and when they are done, they crawl on the rocks and get warm in the sun. They have glands that strain salt from salt water, and then they sneeze the salt out from their noses again. I'm going to have to ask Mr. Schmidt on that. I don't know if I believe that. These lizards are geckos. Aren't they pretty? They live in the desert, rainforest, and city. They have pads on their feet that are perfect for gripping. They can climb up a wall, even glass, without slipping. Why are they named gecko? Thing one and I know. Some chirp and squeak, and it sounds like geck-o. Come meet some snakes. This is probably my least favorite page. When they move on the ground, the scales on their skin help them slither around. A snake's jaw is loosely attached on each side. This means it can open its mouth up very wide. A snake smells with its tongue. He is showing us how. See it flick in and out. He's smelling right now. How do snakes avoid danger? So they can survive. Here are some things that help snakes stay alive. Snakes may have stripes, spots, or rings on their skin. They can hide in plain sight. Their skin helps them blend in. Some, like a vine snake, can fool you and me. It looks like a vine hanging down from a tree. If you hear a rattlesnake's tail start to rattle, it means I might bite you, so you better skedaddle. A cobra's a snake that's not very polite, and that's because of its poisonous bite. When it's angry, a cobra spreads out its big hood. If you see it, you'll know things are not looking good. Fangs hang from the jaw and punch holes in the skin. Then poison called venom begins to flow in. Why would we even like snakes? They don't sound good at all. Now meet the turtles. Each one has a shell. This hard shell protects it, and it does it quite well. Turtles heat up in a nice sunny spot and slide into the water when they get too hot. Turtles are toothless, so they cannot chew. They swallow food whole. That's all they can do. Here's a tortoise I happen to know. This reptile eats grass and it's very slow. It looks like a turtle, but I understand a turtle lives in water, a tortoise lives on land. About the tortoise I discovered one thing. Each year of its life, its shell grows a new ring. I think that's like a tree. Turtles have 4 legs, but sea turtles like these have flippers to swim through the water with ease. They lay eggs on land, and each mom somehow knows which beach she was hatched on, so that's where she goes. When the babies are hatched, the shells on their backs are so soft that they are helpless if something attacks. We measured these babies. They're so very small. Their shells are just 3 inches long, and that's all. On the Florida coast, in a swamp or a lagoon, you may see a crocodile swimming by soon. Crocodiles have sharp teeth and they walk on 4 legs. Their feet have sharp claws. Their young hatch from eggs. There are crocs that eat till they are filled up, and then there could be months, even years, before they eat again. Alligators and crocodiles look a lot alike, as you see. That's because they belong to the same family. We looked at them closely, and here's what we saw. The gator's teeth hang over its lower jaw. They both live in water, and these reptiles glide by swinging their powerful tail side to side. If you look at their heads like we did side by side, a croc's head is thin and a gator's is wide. They mate in the water, then we understand the female comes out to lay eggs on the land. She digs a deep nest, and then she lays her eggs, laying 60 or so, about 1 every minute. When the babies are hatched, this is how small they are. Each one weighs as much as a thing one's candy bar. I love Snickers. Reptiles are everywhere. Just look, you might see one down on the ground or high up in a tree. They come in all shapes and all colors and sizes, and you will discover they're full of surprises. The end. That was a great book. I'm sure Mr. Fullerman will love the snake ones. What's your guys' favorite reptile?